What's up, nerd geeks and gamers alike? It's your boy Nerdy Nick, and I'm back with another video. Today's video, we're going to be talking about Microsoft's Xbox E3 press conference for 2019. Today is Sunday, June 9th, and let's go ahead and jump into it. So, Microsoft opened up the show with The Outer Worlds, which is a giant game. Looks like a very action-heavy. You can either be good, bad, in between, like they say, psychotic. The game launches October 25th, 2019. This isn't a game that I'm necessarily going to pick up, but if you're into heavy exploration, character-driven narratives, and choice-making that can alter the game, then this is for you. Next, Ninja Theory came out to say that they have partnered with Microsoft's game studios, and since then, they have been working on a game that's been in development actually for a couple of years. This game is called Bleeding Edge. This is a 4-on-4 multiplayer game that looks like a giant, I'll say, battle royale type game, but with a much smaller crowd. 4v4 action melee beat 'em up style gameplay. This game looks like it is very much influenced by the styles of like cyberpunk, with the body alterations as well as cybernetic enhancement kind of stuff. It looks very crazy, very hectic, very violence driven, I'll say. It doesn't look like it's going to be super bloody and gory, but definitely very heavy action based gaming. This game will have a alpha test available June 27th, so go ahead and sign up for that now to take part in that. After that, we got to look at Ori and Will of the Wisps. The gameplay that was shown was very intense. It was very dark, but the darks were very dark and the brights were very bright, and that is something that this game is gonna, I believe, have a lot of success with, is the fact of the visual aesthetic is so pleasing to look at. It's a very beautiful game. Looks like it's going to be very intense when it needs to be and very calm when it needs to be. We got a launch date for February 11th, 2020. So look forward to that, Xbox player. Next is a game that's brought to us by the creators of Minecraft, and this game is called Minecraft Dungeons. This game is an expansive dungeon crawler that uses multiplayer to its max. This is a very much couch co-op encouraged game that you should play with your friends in person. Yes, you can play online, but if you have the chance to play a dungeon crawler in modern day on a modern system with your friends in front of your TV and couch, do it, dude. I miss the days of old where it was a couch co-op playing game. Those games are making a comeback, and I think that's something that you're going to see throughout the whole Microsoft press conference. They have this heavy emphasis on couch co-op in almost every game that they announce. This game will launch spring 2020. Next, we got a live speech from Phil Spencer, obviously the head of Microsoft, Xbox Studios, and blah 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 blah. We got a really cool, awesome corporate pump you up speech about how games are your games and how Xbox is going forward and making things for your games, your systems, your experiences. Very, very heavy on you, the player, are in control and are in for basically like the rides of your lives. He had said that they are announcing 60 games today. 14 Xbox Studio games, 30 games for Game Pass, and the future of Xbox Studios is going to be discussed as well, and a sneak peek at Project Scarlet. Today we also got a great look at Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which is coming out November 15th, 2019. And I will say that this game looks really fun, looks very interesting. I don't know, obviously, the story of the game because none of us have played it yet, but it does look like it's going to be close-knit to Rogue One, and from what I've heard, it's also a canonical game in the Star Wars timeline, so that's very interesting, and I'm excited to play it. After that, we got to look at a survival horror game based on an existing franchise, which is called Blair Witch. The game, simply titled, takes place in 1996 as you play an investigator and you have your canine sidekick, and you're set going out in the forest looking for a boy who went missing. And the game looks very intense, very frightening. It's a first-person horror that looks very like it's going to be very psychological, woohoo! I don't know, but it looks nuts, and I can't wait to see more about this game because I love survival horror games, especially good ones that don't just rely on jump scares. I think this one's really going to change the way we see first-person survival horror. Next, we got to look at Cyberpunk 2077. In this look, we got to see a trailer that's a little bit more story-driven than the other ones in the past. This one wasn't just tech demo-y. We didn't really see too much gameplay footage, but what we did see is a closer look at your main character, known as Samurai, who's a underground mercenary in this giant crime world full of body modifications, obviously, which plays a giant role in the game. In the mission that we see him in, him and a partner who doesn't end up making it out of their goal or mission, steals some chip. He gets betrayed when he delivers the chip, gets killed, then wakes up in this dump in the middle of whatever city, I think it's New York or whatever. I don't know. No, Los Angeles. I think that's where Cyberpunk takes place. Anyways, we see him wake up, and someone's talking to him, and you only see the feet, and the camera pans up, and you see none other than Keanu freaking Reeves. That's right, Keanu Reeves, beard and all, looking like John Wick, is going to be in Cyberpunk 2077. How big of a role does he play? I'm not sure, but I would say that I am all in if this dude is in the game. So I'm very excited to see this unfold. The game is giant, it's expansive, it is a giant, big open world. And what was even better is after you saw Keanu Reeves pop up in the game during the trailer, he then comes out on stage and starts talking about the game, which was totally cool. He was very excited. You could tell he was just full of life and energy. The game releases 4/16/2020. After that crazy, hyper-violent game, we gotta look at something much cuter called Spiritfarer. In this cute 2D animated style game, we see your main character who looks like she's in charge of a ferry of some sorts. And on this ferry, you can actually build a house, or houses, or a giant complex, so to speak. It is literally a boathouse, or houseboat, however you want to say it. The game looks like it's going to be very artsy, very slow-paced, not a lot of action or platforming or any means, but it looks like it's going to be very narrative-driven. The game looks like it might try to be one of those kind of games that talks about life and death. So we'll see what happens when this game releases. The next game that came up got the inner child in me going nuts and got my blood pumping. As soon as I heard the theme music, I knew right away this was Battletoads! That's right, we got to see a brand new look at Battletoads that we haven't seen before. The only thing that we saw was that teaser trailer last year at E3 that showed the speeder bike crashing. We saw a tongue and fly or whatever. Battletoads is back, baby, and the art style looks awesome. If you haven't seen the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I think it's like Rise of the Turtles or something, on Nickelodeon, go look it up. That is the art style for this new game. I'm a big fan of that art style. The colors are very bold, the edges are sharp, everything just looks like it's right up in your face. Very vibrant, very colorful. The game leans heavy on couch co-op. Again, that common theme, couch co-op. Get bodies in the room playing games together. It's gonna be fun. I cannot wait for this game to come out. It is about time we see the return and rise of the Battletoads. Next up, we had Sarah Bond come out, who starts talking about Xbox Game Pass and how great it's doing, and how Game Pass PC is going to be a thing. The beta starts today for Game Pass PC. By August, it'll have over 100 games, which I think is very impressive. The Master Chief Collection will be on there, starting with, I think, one of the best Halo games ever, Halo Reach. Also available today on Game Pass, if you are a member or a subscriber to Game Pass, you can play Batman Arkham Knight Metro Exodus, Hollow Knight, and Borderlands The Handsome Collection today. It is on Game Pass right now. So, once you're done checking out my video, go ahead, head over to your Game Pass and get playing. During the speech that she gave, she also talked about Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which, if you don't know, is it's all-in-one exclusive, inclusive subscription. With Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, you get an Xbox Live Gold membership, you get Xbox Game Pass membership, and you also get PC Game Pass for no additional charge, which I think is totally awesome. And you can try it today for the price of one buckaroo, baby. That's right, $1. So if you've got $1, a bank account, Xbox One, you might want to get this going. After that, we got a brand new look at Flight Simulator. This game isn't my cup of tea by any means, but I really enjoyed watching the trailer. The trailer for the game was very, very graphically impressive. They said that they use satellite imagery to help program the game and develop the game, so I think it looks really great. I'm just not a flight simulator person, but if you're into avionics, if you're into graphically super impressive, graphically enhanced games, I mean, check it out. We also got a brand new look at Age of Empires 2, the definitive edition, which also comes with a new campaign, and that game will be available fall 2019. We also got to look at Wasteland 3, which is a post-apocalyptic Fallout style game. It's set in Colorado during the wintertime, and it's just another post-apocalyptic game. I don't know what you want me to say. After that, we got Matt Booty, who starts I mean, you just can't help but laugh when you say the guy's last name. But we got some studio talk out of him, and he also said how Double Fine Productions, who is behind Psychonauts, Brutal Legends, games like that, are joining Microsoft Studios. And from that, we've got Tim Schafer coming out, and he gives us a trailer for Psychonauts 2. Psychonauts 2 looks really impressive, graphically pleasing. The colors are very, very bright, vibrant, very luminescent, so to speak. It looks like a very creative game, just like the first one. I mean, this game I am excited for, because I long for the days of Psychonauts, Ratchet and Clank, you know, those style of games that we haven't seen in a while, like Jak and Daxter even. And just when you thought you couldn't get enough Lego Star Wars, they give us a trailer for Lego Star Wars, The Skywalker Saga. This game will have all 9 movies covered in this title. I mean, it's just crazy. I'm very excited to see what they're gonna do with The Last Jedi, which didn't get a Lego Star Wars game, and The Rise of Skywalker. So I'm very excited to see what they're gonna do with that. The Lego games are always fun. They're very creative. They're very, I love the puzzles in them, and I love the world building that they do, as well as just the comic relief and all the little mischief in there. You know, it's just very fun. I can't wait. This game doesn't have a release date yet, but it does say 2020. After that, we got to look at Dragon Ball Project Z, or known as Kakarot. So this game takes place in the, I want to say, original handful of sagas in Dragon Ball Z, you know, like from Raditz, the Saiyan invasion with Nappa and Vegeta. It looks like it's going to be a really fun game. It looks like it's going to be very much like Dragon Ball Xenoverse, but without, you know, the time travel and all that. You play as, you know, the titular character, Goku, or Kakarot. And I guess we'll see more when it comes out early 2020. I'm a Dragon Ball fan. I love it, so I will probably at least rent this game. We got to look at a couple smaller games. One game called 12 Minutes, which is a murder mystery. You're stuck in this time loop like Groundhog Day, where you only figure out so much and so much at a time. And I can see this game being one of those games on Game Pass where you just like pick up and play and spend a night trying to figure out what's going on and beat it. And we also got to look at a game called Way to the Woods, which is just like a game that's almost screaming just give me an award for being artistic and creative. I don't know. I'm not a fan of walking simulators or games that just look pretty just to look pretty and have no depth to it. This game is simply put playing magical deer with glowing antlers in a post-apocalyptic world. Cause why does everything have to be post-apocalyptic? Oh my gosh. But anyways, this game is a deer walking game. And have fun. Next up, we got something that I was very excited to see, and that is a look at Gears of War 5. Cinematically speaking, it looks very, very beautiful and story-driven. When you think that Gears is done, it comes back when nobody asked for another Gears and gave us a Gears of War that was very cool, I think, you know, and ushering in a new era of characters, the youngsters, you know, a passing of the torch, so to speak, from Marcus Phoenix to the next cast. But we did get a release date for October 2019, and you can actually play it 4 days earlier. Or I said October, didn't I? Edit. This game comes out September 10th, 2019. You can actually play it 4 days earlier on Game Pass Ultimate, so there's another reason why you should be able, or you should get Game Pass Ultimate, because this game, and I'm sure many others in the near future, you will get early access on. So in July, you'll get a versus tech test. In August, you'll be able to see Horde mode, the new Horde mode, at Gamescom, and right now, we got to look at Escape, which is a Hive Busters gameplay. So you plant a bomb in the middle of the hive, and you try to escape. All the while you're trying to escape, you have tons of enemies trying to keep you in the hive, kill you, and so on and so forth. Basically, plant bomb, run like hell, and fight like hell. They showed a cinematic for this game mode, and I gotta say, like, you got me. You got me hooked. Because Horde mode's cool, but it gets really stale after a while. And you know, you can only do so much with deathmatch and all those other things. It's actually really cool to see this very creative gameplay mode come out. So I'm really looking forward to that. And you can see more of that too today. AJ Styles and Xavier Woods are actually going to be playing that, and you can find that on YouTube. And if you pre-order the game, you can get a Terminator Dark Fate skin pack. How Gears of War and Terminator kind of cross paths, I don't know, but it's there, so enjoy it. After a look at Gears, we got a brand new look at a new version of the Elite controller. I'll say this right now, this controller looks extremely expensive, but it does look like you can change just about any and every aspect of this controller. One mode that I did find like really cool was you can have up to, I believe, 3 different control schemes kind of like saved on the controller's memory for specific games. So if you like your sensitivity cranked at this for Halo, it'll crank it to that. If you like it for this or that for other games, it'll do that. So I think that's pretty neat and creative there as well. And you can pre-order that right now. So next up, we got to look at Dying Light 2, which is a very parkour-esque action survival horror zombie game. That comes out spring 2020. It looks like this game is going to be more narrative-driven than the previous one. So I look forward to that if you like that game. After the flesh-eating games that we just saw right now, we got to look at Forza Horizon 4 LEGO Speed Champions expansion. So this is a LEGO expansion pack for Forza Horizon 4. So you get giant LEGO cars put in the real world in this game, and it just looks like an all-out blast. You have that song "Everything Is Awesome" playing during the gameplay reveal, and I just gotta say, like, I didn't think they could top the Hot Wheels thing, but now they have definitely shown me, hey, we got another ace up our sleeve. Don't ever think we're just a regular racing game. launches this week, so keep an eye out for that. And there was also a life-size McLaren that they drove on stage. I thought that was like crazy. A life-size Lego McLaren, and it was. I have no idea how they did it, but they did it. Next, I'm just going to give you a brief rundown on a couple of games that I'm not too interested in, but they're there, so I don't want to cheat you guys out of them. First was Gears Pop, the mobile game. It looks very much like a tactical kind of game like XCOM or Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Looks interesting, but if it's more than like $10 on my phone, I don't know if I would ever play it. Also, we got to see State of Decay 2 Heartland expansion pack or DLC. It's a new DLC for a new story, or 2 new stories. Not for me. Graphics still look stale, still look really stiff and bad, but you know, if you like State of Decay, then hey, that's your thing. We also got to see a look at Phantasy Star Online 2. It'll be cross-play, the first time this game's ever coming to the US. It'll be free to play, coming out spring 2020. Also, we got a look at a very popular PC game that I've never seen before, and it's coming to console for the very first time. It's called Crossfire X. It'll be only on Xbox. It'll be the first to console on Xbox One 2020. It is very graphically impressive, and if you're a fan of the game, what do you think about it coming to Xbox? Also, lastly, we got to look at Tales of Arise. This is another Tales game. It's coming out in 2020. Looks like it has a giant open world. It's graphically stunning. It's very fantasy heavy and very anime. I'm not a fan of the Tales games. I've never played them. It looks like a little too dramatic for my taste. But hey, if you're a fan of any of these titles, are you excited for these games coming out? We also got to look at Borderlands 3. A little bit more of an expansive look onto the specialists or different kind of characters that this game has. It's coming out September 13th, 2019. It's obviously a looter shooter. It's very colorful. It's very vibrant. You know, obviously it's set in a post-apocalyptic world. Again, it's just like, why does everything have to be post-apocalyptic? I'm so tired of it. But it's Borderlands, so it gets a pass. Rounding up the end here, guys, we gotta look at Elden Ring, which is a game by From Software and George R.R. Martin of Game of Thrones fame, obviously. It looks like it could very much fit into the Game of Thrones world. It is very much medieval, fantasy style looking. We didn't get much as far as what the game is about, but expect to see more soon. Also talking into the hardware and software side of Xbox, we got to look at Project xCloud, which is basically console streaming, and they want to be the first to the cloud market. So I think, you know, like, hey, you know, if that's their prerogative, then that is their prerogative. And next up, we got to look at Project Scarlet. So the team that made Xbox One X, you know, obviously is making and heavily involved in Project Scarlet. One of the biggest things that they talked about is how heavily reduced loading times are going to be. Also, a little bit of notes here. We got a custom processor from AMD. It's going to be 4 times more powerful than the Xbox One X, which is the most powerful console out right now and publicly available. It can play up to 120 frames per second. It's going to have a solid state drive, and it's coming out holiday 2020. So, all of you Xbox One, One S, and One X players, you can still play your current hardware for a year and a half or so before it becomes old and dusty and just a relic. The last thing we got to see was a look at Halo Infinite. A little bit more of a narrative-driven trailer. We see Master Chief, we see a guy who's been adrift in space, and they get attacked on a ship, and you know, Master Chief runs out, and it just looks very, very Halo-y. But I mean that in a good way, because the last, you know, Halo was kind of a miss. Not a bunch of fans liked it. Halo 4 was even kind of like, you know, it's very hard. I mean, they set the bar so high with Halo 3. It's like, where do you go from there? What do you do? What's going to impress us all? You know what I mean? But anyways, this looks like it's going to be a very much like back to roots style of a game. I'm excited to see it. And guess what, guys? Halo Infinite is going to be an Xbox or Project Scarlet launch game. So, look forward to that holiday 2020 as well. And that's going to be it, guys. Stick here for more E3 2019 news. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share the video to get all of your Xbox friends hyped and educate them on what's coming out this upcoming year and next year. Alright guys, I'll see you now on the next video. Nerdy Nick out.